Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to yet another Gunpla review, and if you haven't seen it already, last time we took a look at one of the most unique high-grade model kits ever, and that, of course, was the high-grade Re-Rising Gundam. So this isn't a kit you can buy on its own just yet. This is a combination of 5 different high-grade kits. Of course, that was the Yurevin Gundam, Aegis Knight, Wooden Pod, and the SDX Volkylander. If you have not seen that video yet, make sure to check that one out first, because today we're going to be taking a look at the second one of these, the hotly anticipated high-grade reject Gundam from Gundam Build Divers. But before that, this video was sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. If you love epic dark fantasy, then you're gonna love this game. Caught in the middle of an epic struggle that's raged for thousands of years, you'll uncover prophecies, curses, betrayals, and meet more than 12 warring factions. Use my link below to download Raid yourself to your mobile phone or PC while I tell you more. Raid has 16 different factions such as orcs, dwarves, undead hordes, and more. If you scroll to the index screen, you can find them all there, and each faction is made of many unique champions. My favorite of the bunch is the Undead Hordes because I love me some skeletons. These are the ghouls and creatures of the night that inhabit the forgotten tombs and dark places of the world. Seriously, it's a bunch of skeletons and vampires. What's not to like? My best champion, Dark Athel, has plenty of AoE attacks to pile on damage to wave after wave of enemies. And it doesn't hurt having multiples either. For me, this is a great game to sit down and build Gunpla with. Choose the heroes you want to level up, hit auto, and grind that campaign for XP and loads of silver. Raid just released a huge champion update, tweaking and rebalancing over 20 different champions to make PvP arena battles even more competitive. And if that's not enough, the Forge just came out. So now you can save time and start crafting top quality artifacts and competing right away. So what are you waiting for? Go to the video description, click on the special links, and if you're a new player, you will get 100,000 silver, 50 gems, 10 mystery shards, and 1 free champion, Slasher. Look at this cool champion they're giving you for free. You will find your extra rewards here in your inbox for the next 30 days only. Now on to that review. So anyway, that right there is the high-grade reject Gundam out of the box, just snapped together with a little bit of extra effort. And I have to say, this might just be the finest Gundam kit to ever grace my review table. It looks stellar. The proportions are utterly fantastic, the colors gel together in ways I never knew they could, and the general silhouette of this kit is just, what can I say, awesome. But before we do take a closer look at this absolutely killer kit, let's take a quick look at the box. For me, master grade kits always have the best box art. They always set the scene so perfectly, they look so cool, and it's master grade boxes that actually got me into Gunpla in the first place. But even though this right here is just a high grade, the box art is insanely good. It's just so dynamic, the pose lets you know that this is one all-powerful mobile suit, and we've got such details like fire, six-pack, nipples. It's brilliant. It's usually at this point in the review that I'll show all the blurbs on the side of the box and the instructions, etc., but I feel like they're too rife with spoilers this time around that I'm just gonna leave that out. Because anyway, we want to see the mobile suit, not the box. Once again, I will mention this is exactly what this will look like out of the box, just snapped together with a little bit of panel lining and a couple of stickers. So as for the panel lining, I just did a little bit on the front of 00 Sky there, and as for the stickers, these are the usual ones you always see in kits. That would be for the head cameras, the eyes, and we've got one up there on that gem on the forehead. We also have some fairly large stickers here on the sides of the satellite cannons. Next up, there's that full 360-degree spin so you can drink in all that awesomeness and detail. Compared to something like the Re-Rising Gundam, I actually find that all of these individual parts gel together so well. Sure, some of the colors could look a little bit better than they actually do. I'm not a big fan of the metallic colors that came from the Zero Maru, but on the whole, this does look pretty good. Once again, there are some stickers here and there. It's not the worst, and overall, they don't detract from what is essentially an absolute beauty of a model kit. Some of the details that really stand out to me about this kit is the attention to detail on the inner workings of the arms attaching the satellite cannons. The level of design and engineering on this really is off the charts. Some of the critical details like that leg tail and that absolutely massive awesome V-fin are held on with something that I've never seen before in a high grade, master grade, or even a perfect grade, and that is some kind of sticky tack. Honestly, I cannot get over how impressed I am with this kit. Finally, as for a bit of a size comparison, there it is side by side with the standard size Gundam, which is an RX-78-2, a larger Gundam, which is the real grade new Gundam, and there it is side by side with the high grade re-rising Gundam, so it may not be as big, but it really makes up for it in character. But anyway, on to the accessories. So now moving on to the accessories, and there's the high grade reject Gundam with absolutely everything that it comes with. And in the box what we get is a knife, a Glock, and a bottle of Dr. Pepper. As for the hands, we don't get any special ones in here, it's just the standard set of holding hands. Next up then, in here we've got the knife, we've got brown down there in the handle, a metallic silver on the blade, as well as blood detailing. Getting in good and close, you can see that the edge is serrated. As for attaching the knife, it does require a sticky tack adapter, but once you have that adapter placed on there, it attaches on as simple as that right there. And now the high grade reject Gundam is ready for a little bit of stabby stabby. The next weapon that we have in here is the Glock. This is all one piece, it's in black, it looks like a Glock. And as usual, to attach this, you just pop off the back of the hand, or the whole hand. Jam that in there all good. I said jam that in there all good. Pop the back onto the hand. It is held at a little bit of an angle. And that right there is an example of what it will look like attached. So, pretty damn Glock-like. So the last accessory we have in here is the bottle of Dr. Pepper with human hand attached. So once again, this will be requiring one of those sticky tack adapters that just pops in there as usual. And that right there is what the high grade reject Gundam will look like holding onto its bottle of Dr. Pepper. Wait, that doesn't say Dr. Pepper. Dr. Leper? Well, that explains why its tail keeps falling off with a weird sticky goop. Anyway, finally moving on to the articulation, and as usual, we're going to be moving from the head down. I'm going to stick with my normal rule here. If anything does fall off, it will stay off, just so we can test just how durable this kit is. So first up at the neck, we've got that standard polycap neck, giving us a giggity 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 goo. We've got a normal polycap shoulder here, so that does what it does. It moves forward and back. We've got a ball joint in there. The arm all the way up, all the way down, all the way up to the front. The hand fell off, but that's not unusual for these Build Divers kits. We've got full rotation at the upper arm. There is that bend at the elbow. That's not great, but not bad. The wrist articulation is your standard sticky tack human hand. We've got quite an ab crunch here. That is it all the way back. There it is all the way to the front. There's a lot of joints in here which allow for all of that awesome motion. We've got an interesting set of skirting armors here. So we've got the front skirting there. That tucks away like that. We've got this opening skirting thing that opens like that, closes sometimes. The side skirting armor can move up and down. And as for the rear skirting armor, it's some fingers. They wiggle like that. None of that skirting armor gets in the way of the legs. There is the kick all the way up to the front. So a little less than parallel to the ground. There it is all the way to the back, so about the same to the front. Can it pull off the splits? No. Next up there is the bend at the knee. The ankle is a ball joint, so that does exactly what you'd expect from a ball joint. And there is no bend at the toes. Finally then, around on the back, we've got those satellite cannons, which can lean over the shoulders like this. We do have some pop-down handles up in here. They drop down like that, but seems to be a bit of an oversight on Bandai's part because the arms can't necessarily grab onto those. So usually with these Build Divers kits, there are some leftover aspects that are from the kit that it's based on. So I assume that's something to do with the high grade Gundam X. So on the whole, the articulation is good, not great, and I would like to see a little bit more at the knees. So anyway, that right there is it for the review of the high grade Build Divers Reject Gundam. So this is definitely a unique kit. I've never laid my hands on anything like it. Because it is a combination kit, just like we would have seen with the Re-Rising Gundam, I can't really rank it. In my heart it is quadruple Gundarium tier, but because it is based on a bunch of kits that lock together, pretty seamlessly I might add, I can't necessarily give it a ranking per se. I didn't rank the Re-Rising Gundam, so I'm not going to rank this one either. But all I can say is if you can get your hands on this, you should get your hands on this because it is, without a doubt, one of my all-time favorite gunpla kits, and it is in the running to me for the best gunpla kit of the year. Anyway, if you do want one of your own, cobble it together from bits, make sure to come back for more gunpla reviews, and I will see you next time. Once again, I cannot finish this video right here without thanking each and every one of you guys. Whether you just watch my videos, like them, or support the channel on the channel memberships and over on Patreon. Like Craig Jury, Greg Humphrey, Kaiser721, Tyler Sanders, Caleb Engelhardt, Sean T, and the ambassador for asymmetric cats.